In this worldwide pandemic that has killed more than 300,000 people and brought the whole world to a standstill, we all are affected in one way or another. And experts from many trades are foreshadowing that it will take a long time to recover from this shock. Economy, for example, will suffer the most. We have failed to fight back at this disease, a civilization, and also individuals. See, the only reason corona is not killing millions of people is because it is the nature of that particular disease. It's because it has low mortality rate by default and that it is easily suppressed in healthy people. If it were to have high mortality rates and was killing healthy individuals, there was absolutely nothing we could do to save millions that would have suffered death. We got lucky this time, but it might just happen again and we have to be ready this time around. See, I know I cannot do anything about the cure, the vaccines and the medical stuff, but a simple man like me can help in such a situation by not spreading the disease and not elevating the problems for the healthcare infrastructure. I also have some ideas about how to help sustain the society in a pandemic quarantine. I will try to explain it to you guys. I have 2 points. Number 1, basic savings. I know. Savings is a pretty basic thing and a well absorbed subject matter. See, there is one single most important thing that runs this world, and that is money. If you have no savings, it becomes very hard to safely and comfortably live through such pandemics. We all have to take this one seriously and save for the time of survival. Actually, everyone has some money saved up always in jewelry, investments, land, house, many ways. But there is a clarity needed for this particular saving. It has to be specific, only account for apocalypse. See, suppose in India and for food only, each person needs to spend around 3,000 rupees for food. And let's consider the breakout period of a pandemic like this is 6 months. So that's what we have to save for. So for 6 months at 3,000 rupees each month becomes 18,000 rupees per person. People, for an average family of 5 people, it becomes 19,000 rupees. This amount has to be separate from your savings for if you lose your job or hospitalized, whatever. You can have it in easily retrievable account. You can also seek for one that will pay you interest. Now that you are well fed in every pandemic possible, you can safely stay put even if there is nothing else you can do for any reason at all. Not than just happiness. Number 2, the supply chain. This is a big one. See, our economy is run on one principle: supply and demand. If the cycle breaks, the whole system crashes. If supply cannot be done, rates for things go high, and stocks of perishable items are of no use after a limited period of time. So the farmer loses, transporter loses, the trader loses, and the customer loses too, but also suffers because he needs that thing to survive. That's why this supply chain must remain functional at all costs, in all conditions, circumstances, no matter a pandemic, no matter a war or something. There are many aspects to it, but all boils down to one thing is automation. The production of much needed supplies should be automated, thus creating less contact with humans, and the crops and other products be organized in a way that it becomes a smooth system to pick up produce and deliver where it is needed. For that, local groups can be formed. A central needs database should be created for local authorities of everywhere to demand the products and then supplied to them. The transportation can be totally automated in coming years with the promising self-driving technologies. So that will be very easy once we have self-driving vehicles. Now that online trading is part of our lives, it should be also connected to the brick and mortar places around us that we rely on for all our necessities. It is vital to have all your needs fulfilled without going out of your house for a decent price, or at least there should be a plan where it is possible in such an emergency. Delivery systems should be totally automated because that is where there is most danger of spreading such disease. So such technologies either exist or are in development. There's not much work to do, just adoption is the only thing literally we have to do. There are in work projects by big companies that are trying to get drones to deliver your parcel or food to your house without a person. We just need to take that idea and apply our essential needs to deliver foods, drugs, and other needed supplies. I remember that I saw this documentary on a National Geographic about an NGO working in Africa that was providing healthcare to remote African villages. They covered vast areas where there was no road connectivity, proper transportation system, or storage facilities for medical stuff. So the NGO worked with a tech company that designed a drone system that provided drugs, supplies from the main center to the remote places in a couple of hours and frequently, like many times a day, and very easily, conveniently, and cheaply, instead of taking 2-day hikes or a day drives, something like that. They also could send back samples for testing instantly. So if suppose someone has malaria, they have to make sure he has malaria before he dies, either with a wrong diagnosis of malaria or no diagnosis of actual. This particular use of drones could come in handy in major healthcare crises such as corona outbreak, particularly to send samples for testing rapidly in small batches from mobile sample collection units to test all citizens with ease, and for providing local hospitals with particular drugs, blood, or other supplies in emergencies with speed. See, a drone cuts through everything, does not have to adjust with traffic, thus it will travel much faster in any direction with much more ease and time efficiency. These two are the major issues we all will struggle in such harsh situations. And frankly, these systems will do just fine on any other normal day without any outbreak. They just will serve us as normal service. Of course, it will mean less jobs for people, but people will always find better things to do, like better than driving and delivering shipments. These are main points. We must be able to run basic functionality of our society. We can even now stay connected with the help of social media, but well, most of us now. More people should be able to stay like that without any anxiety or need to get out of the house. All the students must have ways to get their education no matter the condition, no matter the financial situation. Online education is available even today in good quality, but it has to be readily available to all without cost. Period. People, I must add, should use such time to improve their lives if they cannot work from home. Maybe better skills that will give them promotions and help them do their own job efficiently. And most of us, as we all come to understand slowly that it is a time of crisis, we should cooperate entirely with the nation. See, everybody will be or is scared of what could happen, but together as a team we can defeat any crisis and stand strong. We all must reduce dependency on the government so that they have more time and resources to focus on some problem. There are more complicated things that I do not have understanding of how it works, so I'll leave it to the experts to say that. What was the problem you faced in the lockdown season of COVID-19 that you think could be solved with little planning and effort? Write down in the comments for the planners to see if they see the video. If you like the video, please subscribe and share with your friends. It helps me make more of such. Wait a minute. I am going to make more of these on a variety of interesting topics. If you want them to reach you, press the bell icon for the notifications about it. Till then, stay safe. Peace out.